Let's go!
Deep three. Tyler Hero. Oh, he hit it.
We have a liftoff.
Leonard.
Just a casual tunnel walk on Inauguration Day. The drip was dripping. Welcome into Hoop Streams. I'm Christine Williamson. I got my two friends with me, Trevor Scales and Gary Streisky. What up, peeps?
They were on point with the stroll.
That's awesome. You know, Twitter gives us some gold every now and again.
Every
that was some gold that was on the timeline
Very
earlier
solid.
today. Shouts to Dom. I saw that on her timeline.
Yeah, salute.
Yeah, that's good. But this is the wrong cast of characters right there, C-Dub, because this is a basketball program, apparently.
You have to, it's Inauguration Day. You have to pull out the drip. We have to pull out the drip. And we're leading up to the 76ers versus the Celtics. That tips off at 7 p.m. But first, we got to talk about some things that are happening around the league. Portland versus Memphis is postponed. It's the 16th game postponed this season because of contacts tracing, and apparently, according to Woj, it's focused on the Memphis side. So yeah, I mean, that happened. How do you guys feel
it's
about
just
that?
like it's such a crazy thing that we're trying to jump into these hoops again with professional sports, and something that we're going to deal with throughout the season, right? Like, it's just one of those parameters that we're going to understand. The schedule will fall out in some places.
I think it's overall going to end up being a wash. I mean, take tonight's game, for example, that we're leading into, Sixers versus the Celtics. While they're playing the game, the Celtics are going to be without their inarguably best player in Jason Tatum, who is still going through contact protocols and safety measurements. He didn't even travel with the team to Philadelphia. So while every single team is having to go through the similar situations, they are pushing along, and at the end of the season, nobody's going to be able to say, oh, no, this team was at a disadvantage because X, Y, and Z, because you can look back at a game just like tonight where the Celtics aren't going to have their best player on the road against the third best team in the East.
No doubt.
I mean, it's 2021. We're still dealing with the pandemic, and so we just have to figure out and adjust. So, Gary, you said at the top of the show this is an NBA show, and that didn't make sense for us to have Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and all those people on the tunnel walk. But guess what? It is an NBA show, and our new president likes to go to NBA games. Here he is with our old former president, Barack Obama, just chilling courtside. He's an NBA guy, so we get to see a lot more, hopefully, after the pandemic is over,
That was in
of
the third
Joe
quarter
Biden
of some
just
game because they were
attending NBA
slizzard,
games.
bro.
Getting to kick it.
I mean, it's amazing. I wonder who he's actually a fan of.
No, you know you can't claim nothing when you get into that high office. Yeah, I was getting ready to say Delaware, probably Philly is the closest.
I was going to say New York, but
Nah,
I mean, this,
nah.
It's a toss-up.
He a Philly kind of cat.
You're going to be like Rob Lowe, just wearing the NBA hat. With the NFL hat in the Super Bowl.
Okay, so I mentioned Kamala Harris. She actually is a Warriors fan, I think, but she got this jersey. Check this out.
Up in your office at the White House, but it'd probably be a good idea. Congratulations, blazing your own path. We're all rooting and supporting you the whole way.
Oh, this means so much to me. You guys, I will proudly display this in the office of the Vice President of the United States, an office I am about to occupy. And I cannot thank you enough. And you always bring such joy and pride to me as a daughter of Oakland. Be well, be safe. And this is really so very special. So thank you all. And I hope to see you soon. Go Warriors.
Before you say anything, Gary, because I know you want to say something, that's just a casual flex. Like, she's like, the office of the vice president, which I will be occupying.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care. This video makes me sick to my stomach.
Here you go.
And it has nothing to do with political affiliations whatsoever, so everybody calm down. Why all of a sudden, the year after the Warriors leave Oakland, they want to start claiming Oakland as if they didn't make the decision themselves to take themselves from the other side of the bridge and supplant themselves on the other, nicer, newer side of the bridge in San Francisco. Oakland forever. It could have been Oakland forever. You guys decided to make it San Francisco. What the hell? Now you trying to ride, all right, the clout wave that Oakland is. Okay.
Self-gentrification is something else, boy.
Yeah, what the hell?
Oh, my goodness. Oh,
Didn't
my
make no
goodness.
sense.
I can't. They still is getting hyphy, is that a thing that they do in Oakland?
You just exposed yourself. You're
E40
gonna go to
says
the
I
next
didn't want
segment.
to say it.
You
You're wrong.
just
They
exposed
still get
yourself.
hyphy.
Go to the next segment.
If
Stop.
E40 says it, we can say it.
Okay. Okay, let's get into some NBA.
God.
Starting out.
Whole Bay Area is
best
flaming Christine right now.
I don't mean food. This pass, Jazz versus Pels. Donovan Mitchell. This is why they call him Spider. Because of his spidey senses. Look at this.
This was awesome, and we were talking about this in the green room beforehand. Everybody who's watching this right now has made this pass before in a pickup game or a high school game, whatever, but it didn't end up like that. It ends up on the next court or
Correct.
60 foot over the intended target.
Correct. Especially with somebody else playing, just angry at you, like, what is
It don't end well.
I feel like that just means, I was going to say this for Gary, but I guess it doesn't work for Trevor. I was going to say it's just unathleticism, but I guess it doesn't work if Trevor's saying the same thing.
Wow. Thank you.
Anyways,
Christine.
let's move on to the next thing. Best trash talk, AKA best sledge, which we found.
Yo, see the ball. Hey, listen, come here. I told you, if you're open anywhere for I'm hit you. You can catch that ball right there and make a play.
I didn't see it.
But you didn't see it. That's my point. Always see the ball.
All right.
Because I got you in open space against Marcus Gasol. I like that. You see me? Come on. I like that.
I like that when the camera panned, like he's pointing as if Marc Gasol is very far, but
No.
really he's literally right there.
His fingers in his chest.
When have we ever known Draymond to mince words because of the audience? No, like he is here to flame you regardless of whether or not you know it.
This dude's a bum. Yeah, the guy you're right next to. Yeah.
That's
James
amazing.
Wiseman just like,
That's
don't do
amazing.
that. He's
I mean,
bigger
but like,
than
what
me.
would
Don't.
happen? Like, what would happen? Marc Gasol isn't going to do anything. What's he going to do?
All right, Christine, you talking trash about Marcus Gasol now.
Yeah.
Watch yourself.
Okay, next we got best handle. Same exact game. Steph Curry with the shot, boy. He's back, and he's still good.
Jesus, just all in AD's grill. Just absolutely got to sign the ball afterwards. Oh my goodness.
There's just levels to this magistry that we have. I mean, AD 7 foot, hand up 7.5. To have the smooth handle, consistent, and then the most important part, making the freaking shot in a crunch time situation. Beautiful.
Curry dropped 26 points in the 115-113 win over the Lake Show. And if you didn't see that, Kevin Durant tweeted, or no, that was an Instagram.
2K move. Yeah,
that
on
was an
the-
Instagram.
yeah,
Flick
left
that
joystick.
thumb to the left. I don't know. I don't play sports. I don't play
Joystick.
things.
It's very simple.
I don't play video games, so I don't know.
Difficult
Like,
for you.
I was reading and I'm like, what's flick that thumbstick to the left mean?
You have embarrassed yourself to the Bay Area
Oh my
community,
gosh.
the gaming
Wow.
community.
I did.
Where is this going next, Christine? Who else are you
I
going to
don't
embarrass
play
yourself in
video
front
games.
of?
Is that surprising?
Good
I would
Lord.
say no. Okay, let's go to best hype man.
Man.
This is my favorite. Okay, Clippers owner Steve Ballmer obviously got hype after this. If you
As
guys
if
didn't see
anybody
this.
else
Paul
is going to
George
get the best hype man title.
goes in. Yeah, exactly. He got lit. Look at how lit he was.
I also love, too, he's just like, hey, put a chair on the baseline for me.
You know, when the people that mop the floor sit, I want to sit there.
Yeah. He's like, there's 20,000 empty seats in this arena.
Because that's
Put
where
a
he's, is that
chair.
where he's usually posted up, courtside, like on a regular basis,
that's his
right?
seat.
Like that's his
Yeah,
spot,
I guess that's his
regardless.
spot.
It's regular. It's just regular.
When
I
you're
would
worth billions, you can sit where you want.
So just so you guys know, fun fact, me and Steve Ballmer share the same birthday. It's on March 24th.
Oh, say word.
Did he go to University of Miami?
No, he didn't, but he's basically my
Clemson?
twin.
I was just wondering. Clemson, okay.
Anyways, okay, let's go to best glow up. James Harden glue up, I guess, in his
Glue up?
completely missing today. Is it glow?
Good Lord.
No, it's going to be whatever you want it to be.
Anyways, look at how much weight this man apparently lost in 5 seconds.
So it's a matter of like towels being stuffed under the shirt,
Yeah,
right?
that has to be
That's
what it is.
where we're at this point.
Listen, all I know is I saw these pictures and I started Googling cool sculpting because there is no way in hell this happens naturally or if there's pillows somewhere underneath. And also, by the way, hey!
What?
Hey, hold on.
Wait a second. What is
I wouldn't be
going
upset with my
on?
neck being that thick, though, actually.
Which one is the before?
Chill out.
I'm dead.
Chill out. Next slide. I'm sweating.
I like that you were talking. Like, we didn't know that was going to happen. I like that you were
no
talking
clue.
while that happened.
I just want you guys to know I got feelings too, and you just heard every single one of them.
That man said, I hit 100 Peloton rides. I don't want to hear that.
I got the vest to prove it.
That is amazing. Weren't you just talking about how? No, that was amazing. Okay, so let's move on to biggest flex. I was honestly scared that they were going to do that with all of us. I'm glad that they did it.
No, they can't do that with me.
Biggest
There would be no
flex.
after.
It's not every day that you get the Pope blessing your uniforms. This is what happened for
That's
the
hard.
Hawks.
This ain't
Like-
fair.
How's not fair?
Divine intervention, okay.
Lord knows we need it.
And you know what's hilarious too? Even after this blessing from the Pope, Hawks are 1-2.
Yes.
Since literally getting blessed.
Yes.
I would just love to imagine him putting that on and just hooping in the Sistine Chapel.
And actually be hard.
How sick would that
Hey,
be?
no lie, the jersey low-key goes with the gown. Like, he can throw it right on over it. That's a fit, dog.
That tinge of gold right there with the trim
It's a
sheet.
fit, dog.
It'd be fire. It would be fire. Let's go to best hustle.
Okay.
D'Angelo Russell.
This was too much.
Yeah.
Is this hustle? I mean, we're calling this hustle, but the man is a little extra. He's doing a little bit too much, honestly.
Yeah, it's way too much. You're down 17 with 6 seconds to go. Stop. That's just extra.
It's just unnecessary, Brody. Like, I understand. You want to show that you're giving maximum effort. You're down by way too much. It's
like
not
7
gonna affect
seconds
anything.
left.
Yeah, like,
It's like
I just
play through the whistle.
No,
No.
Play through
overrated.
the whistle.
Especially when you get to the pros. Boy, just give me my check and leave.
Gotta go home.
All right, worst miss. This actually is so heartbreaking to me because poor Ben Simmons. I
Oh,
mean,
come
honestly,
on now.
Here's the thing. Why can't he shoot threes?
This is tough.
Well,
It's
okay.
like seriously, I'm being dead
No,
serious.
yeah, I'm sure
What's
it's like
going
the
on?
yips in essence, but like, you ain't gotta feel bad for the boy. He got a lot of other things going for him. He'll be fine.
Every time he gets on the internet or TV, someone's talking about how Ben Simmons can't shoot, and I don't care how low level it is coming from a voice like that, it's still gonna get into your head. That sucks. That's
Hey,
not
but
a
keep
position.
shooting, dog. Like, I
Just
just
hike 'em up.
Keep firing him.
Hike him up.
This is very confusing to me. All right,
Super.
let's go to best strong man. This
Okay.
is my cousin, Zion Williamson. I'm
Your cousin?
That's a lie.
actually related to him, but we have the same last name. Best strong man. Just kidding. We're going to longest travel. That was the last one, but we're just moving on. LeBron James
No, he did. He looked like he
traveled.
Yeah, absolutely picked up the pivot.
Didn't get away with it. But
Yeah.
then Draymond.
No, okay. Draymond tried to go from the Bay down to LA with this, with a Euro step. Like, what?
Yo, he's super glitch. That was such a glitch. It was so egregious. The ref was like, I'm not gonna call it. Like, I'm not gonna call it. It's just I can't.
That was
I understood
flagrant.
that reference, even though it was a video game reference. This is what LeBron had to say about
Redeeming
those
yourself.
travel situations.
You know, it's the move I've been making pretty much my whole career. And if that's the call that's going to be called travel, then I would like to see it across the whole board. You know, every game and it consistent like that. I mean, it's so funny because the very next play, you know, Draymond gets into the lane and slides his foot, and it's not called. And the same official who called me for the travel is right there on the play and told me he didn't travel. So that's definitely, you know, something that I got to be more, you know, leery about, but I have not been called for travels like that in my career.
I mean, like, look, dog.
Okay, if you really want to go there.
I don't understand trying to defend yourself when we know you travel. It's okay that you usually get away with it, but like, bro.
And that's the thing, right? If you're going to allow it to happen, that then becomes the standard that you're used to. It ain't that he hasn't been using that move, it's just that he hasn't been called using that move. And don't act like we didn't go into the archives for this.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so we're gonna start in
evidently this is
2013.
the pettiest of the petty show of all time.
C-Dub, you want to start in 2013?
Yeah, we got it. Yeah, I had a little situation. Anyway, so travel. 2013 versus Celtics. LeBron does not care about traveling. We know this.
Hey, but to be clear, he dunked on Jason Terry and dunked him into oblivion later in this game. So I just want to make that clear too.
Guess what? No foul was called.
And also at game speed, I was like, was that 3 steps? I don't know. But then upon further review, yeah, he took 3 steps and then some. Yeesh.
2015 Cavs versus Hornets. Kyrie tries saving the ball, but then he throws a wild pass to LeBron.
LeBron just
Which
pirouetting.
foot is his pivot foot? Can somebody
Every
answer
one
that
of them.
question?
All
Every
of them.
single one.
Both of them.
Yeah.
In short.
I think if you're convincing enough, I feel like it works. Like if you're like very convinced and like you're just like, no, this is what's happening.
It's what cognitive dissonance is. The referees are just like, he's supposed to be the best player in the world. There's no way that my eyes are fooling me that the best player in the world is continuously traveling, right?
All right, 2018, Cats versus Timberwolves.
On the Cats, Jimmy Butler is clearly like, yo!
Help me! Help me!
Help me! I mean, it's wild. It's wild. That time he took like maybe 6 steps.
But he just picked up the pivot. So the step back is fine, but like that pivot, it was just flagrant.
And he's looking all calm, cool, like,
how was he supposed to play it off?
All right, 2018 Eastern Conference Finals, Game 1. Cavs versus Celtics. LeBron gets called for travel, and then he gets mad.
Disgusted.
Like, as if he doesn't know that he does this on a regular basis.
The thought, the nerve.
Disgusted that the refs would even dare call him for traveling. Oh, and then this is the Hall of Fame one.
Lakers versus...
Yeah.
Bojan Bogdanovic.
No, man, hey.
Like...
Help me! This is LeBron James. Help me! I can't do this by myself. Help me!
It's perfect. I just love it. Take whatever liberties you want to. You the king of the sport, whatever.
Maybe they should honestly change the travel rule, right? Like maybe because so many people are doing our travel. It's like a natural, your body. You're so athletic, your body is just going forward.
It's James Harden in Brooklyn, like, keep going, Christine. Keep going, Christine. Keep going, Christine.
Okay, anyways, speaking of travels, our girl Cassidy Hubbarth is in Philly for the game tonight, and she caught up with Tristan Thompson.
You really built a life in Cleveland, and now you're building a whole new path for yourself in Boston.
Everyone literally texted me within the first 10 minutes, like, we need you here. We've been talking about it. Like, you're the guy that we want here. You feel like you're the missing piece for them. So it felt good to just get like that kind of like welcoming and that much love, especially because it's my first time being on a different team.
That's been the overall sentiment about signing you, that you really seem to be the missing piece for this team. But before we go more into the Celtics, I do want to talk a little bit more about your time with the Cavs, because you really were part of 3 different eras with them. You drafted in 2011, and you were a few years with you and a young Kyrie, and I guess you want to say rebuilding, or just really at the bottom of the East. Then boom, championship run every year with LeBron, and then boom, you're the veteran trying to teach young guys. So how can you describe what those transitions were like for you?
I think, first of all, I was just so lucky to be able to be a part of like those 3 different eras. I think for me, being with LeBron for those last 4 years, it just shows you like what the great players do. And being around LeBron, the first year, right after Labor Day, he was in the gym, ready to go, and training camp didn't start till 3 weeks later. So he was in the gym. So I was like, wow, like me and Kyrie, we thought we worked hard. And we're like, this guy is in a full drenched sweat before 10 a.m. And we're like, okay, so this is what the greats do. And I think for me, learning that and being a sponge, and I even texted LeBron when I made my decision to the Celtics. I texted him and said, everything you taught me those 4 years, and even prior to that, with that relationship, I want to basically pay it forward to these guys like Jason and Jalen and Marcus, because these guys all have potential to be very good in our league. And you've seen how great Jason is, and Jalen is, in my opinion, he is an all-star talent, and Marcus Smart has got better every single year in his career. So for me, I told Brown, everything you taught me, I want to just pay it forward. And I think that's what this league is about. If you're able to play with great players and learn stuff from them, you should pay it forward, because that's how you keep things going, and it's just great for our league.
All right, so we have our guy, the OG, Perk, coming to join us very shortly. But first, we're going to get into some NBA drip. I feel like, not to brag, but I will say that I'm the drippiest of the 3 of us. However, I will also say that I feel like we're like the 3 drippiest people, at least in the building right now.
Don't move me into that. I'm not. No.
Okay, Trevor has 0 drip. Is that what you're saying?
0. I'm not sitting here. I ain't gonna lie to the people.
The shoe game though is always fire.
Also saying.
Let's talk about.
Trevor walked into the green and was like, "Hey Gary, what shoes are you wearing today?" I was like, "The ones that are on my feet right now." What do you mean? So
Trev,
if that says anything.
Trev is not a fan of Doc Martens. When I wore my Docs, he was like, "What are you wearing on your feet?" And I was like, "Hello, these are Docs."
Let's get into those
Hawks MLK uniforms, because on Monday night we just talked about these a little bit ago, but they wore some MLK-inspired jerseys. I think we have, there they are. I mean, pretty solid. It features a special stained glass version of the Hawks logo, reminiscent of Ebenezer Baptist Church.
That's my church, my home church.
Oh, really? Wow.
And you can probably take us back behind the curtain on sort of the inspiration behind that. You obviously being Atlanta bred. I mean, those obviously, when they first were released, everybody was loving them.
Oh, man, there was no doubt about it, just how much everybody was for the idea of looping in such a just a massive part of Atlanta history into their jersey and into the court and everything like that. Knowing all the proceeds, the profits from those jerseys go back to the King Center is another plus that is associated with this initiative by the Hawks. But it was just like it was such a match made in heaven, and as far as what it meant to the city, what it meant to that team, and how it could impact the communities that are surrounding stadiums like State Farm Arena.
That's super dope. Everybody wants to get their hands on those MLK jerseys now because I want one. If anybody wants to send me one, let me know.
Chrissy, I'm getting one before you. First of all, they ever reach out to you? No.
Listen,
flip that request to me if they ever come at you.
You're not even drippy. So like, who wants to give a non-drippy
person? So help me. What you mean?
Free jersey. Give it to me. Anyways,
what?
Let's talk about PJ Tucker's Kobe.
Yo, these are hilarious.
Kobe shoes, and this is why it's hilarious. Gary, you have a story about this. On Monday night, the NBA's most decorated shoe player, PJ Tucker, rocked Nike Kobe 6 Black History Month kicks against the Bulls. What happened?
Yeah, it's obviously not hilarious. Those shoes, obviously iconic, and so many people are rocking the Kobe's in honor of him. But in the comment section, somebody said, "Hey, 34 minutes, 2 points. Take them off, big fella."
Yo, y'all are flagrant. So to whoever did that, the childish. That's messed up.
But you know, Kobe would have flipped the script. He'd have had 34 points in 2 minutes. So I guess the guy did have, a little bit of a leg to stand on in that regard. So next one, C-Dub.
All right, let's talk about Ja Morant. He returned with Kobe's help, coming off of an ankle sprain that sidelined him since the end of December. He rocked the high top Nike Kobe.
Bro, those fire.
Yeah, those are extra clean, and like those high tops are like the bastardized version of the lows that like came out or whatever have you. But like you said, ankle support and everything like that. Somebody had the nerve to say that these aren't for hooping. When you can jump out and just like
the comment section were like, nah, those are for fits only. I'm like, no, those are for dudes who doesn't matter what's on their feet, they're going to sky out of the gym. And guess what? The person commenting that at 3 o'clock in the morning going through Instagram ain't it.
It's Ja Morant. You clearly ain't got nothing to do with the hoop.
Nobody's wearing those for like a regular day. Like
go through the comment
fact
section.
That they're high
I
top
bet you
that
they are.
way, why would you ever wear that just as a, like with jeans? I feel like that would look so weird. It's for the ankle support
kind of funny idea.
That did not look
Maybe
right.
some joggers, Christine. Give people some credit.
No, that would not look, that looks weird. Anyways, Tyrese Halliburton. I like this guy. He went to Iowa State. I covered him when he was a rookie at Iowa State, so I feel like I'm very old. But anyways, we've given him a lot of love, and he decided to rock nothing but heat on his feet this season. What do you feel about these Joker situations?
Those and the Incredibles, like, I like the idea behind customs, but like sometimes they have to be pulled off in just the right way. These are fine though. Oh, it's Nemo. That's all right.
Yeah.
I like them. They're cool.
I feel like he's young. So like, young guys like to wear stuff like this.
With jeans.
I mean, he's got the elf shoes on. It's like, this is like totally a young guy thing to do. And you know how like when you're younger and you just feel like things are cool? Not that it's not cool, but like later you won't think it's as cool.
Here you go, Christine. Flaming somebody else.
C-Dub coming for next today.
No, I told you I love Tyrese Halliburton. I covered him when he was a baby at Iowa State, so it's amazing.
Oh, I love it.
Anyways, so I think we're tossing to sound. I don't know what somebody just said in my ear. Sorry, Stacey.
One of the great rivalries in all of sports. The Boston Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers.
Something special is going to happen. This is Boston, Philly. I mean, it doesn't matter what has happened before. This is like 0-0 when we play.
You've never been in a rivalry like this one.
No.
I had to worry about the Celtics. These guys wanted to win every game. It was like two titans of the game meeting.
He's going to have a check steal. Oh, Sancho. Have a check steal. Oh, it's all over.
They were the two best teams in the league.
Those are the fun games. Those are the games I enjoy playing.
You have to bring the ambulance. There's going to be bodies screwed all over.
A fight has broken out on the court.
They always kick our ass.
It's the best rivalry, I think, in professional sports.
A healthy scene for a league to have a rivalry like that.
I think it means a lot. Historically, this is a big matchup for Boston and the Phillies.
The tradition in which this great rivalry has been played will live on as long as there are teams in Boston and in Philadelphia.
Hey, we lit and we now welcome in the OG, Big Perk, joining us on Hoop Streams today. What up, Perk? Hey, there he is. Oh yes, I love when you sit in this room with the all gold regal look going on behind you. It's one of my favorite looks that you have going on. Let's talk about the Celtics. Oh, did you want to say something about your royalty?
No, what I was saying was I'm only allowed to sit in this area by my wife when I'm doing, ESPN events, so I guess it's a blessing.
I love it. I love it. Let's talk about the Celtics, because when you think about this season, there's been 16 games postponed. The Celtics missed their game on Sunday. Obviously, this isn't something that you necessarily had to deal with, but how hard do you think it is for teams to bounce back after not playing?
Well, it's extremely hard, but one thing about the Celtics is that they're mentally tough as a whole. When you look at Brad Stevens, he always have these guys mentally prepared, even when guys are out. And they have this mindset of next man up. And one thing you know about them, although they're shorthanded at times, missing Kemba Walker this season, right now missing Jason Tatum, they're going to compete. Now, I'm not, I understand they got blew out by the New York Knicks, but that don't count. They took them for granted. Sometimes you just have those games. But overall, they've been playing inspiring basketball, fighting through adversity, and they've been having that next man up mentality, and it's got them at the top of the Eastern Conference.
So with Kemba returning and Jason Tatum being out, who is the next most important man on that roster to make sure the Celtics maximize on their opportunity here?
Well, they have a lot of guys, and I think it's collectively. I mean, obviously you got Jaylen Brown right now, who's playing at an all-star level, having one of his best seasons, my most improved player pick preseason, and then you have Kemba. But when you look at guys like Semi Ojeleye, who has been playing well for them, Tristan Thompson, who has been what they need for as a center, and then you have P. Rabbit, Peyton Pritchard, a rookie who has been coming in off the bench and who has been, arguably could be in the conversation for Rookie of the Year. Grant Williams comes in and provides a spark. And I don't know how I forgot to mention first Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart, the heart and soul of this Celtic team, a guy that is capable of having big nights, who has been shooting the hell out of the three ball. The Celtics just gets it done collectively.
Perk, what's going on, man? It's Gary. I can't wait to get back with you on the sideline in person. Until we get to that point, I got a question about the Sixers. Joel Embiid, MVP caliber right now, coming back from a sore right knee. If he can maintain the way he's playing right now, can he lead the Sixers to a finals? I know my answer, and it rhymes with snow, but I want to know what you think.
I believe so. This is the best basketball that I've seen Joel Embiid play in his career. And I figured this was going to happen under Doc Rivers. And when you look at what he's doing, it's not like he's on the low block. Everybody want to talk about post him up. He haven't been doing that. Doc Rivers has let Joel be Joel, and that's a guy that's just who is a generational talent. He's able to push the ball up the floor at times. He's initiating the offense. You see him go into his package outside the paint. When he had that big 47-point night, he gave it to them in a variety of ways. So I'm looking at this 76ers team and what Daryl Morey did for us adding spacing, for us with Seth Curry, Danny Green, guys to that nature, along with Tobias Harris, who's playing at an all-star level right now, who also played well under Doc Rivers when he was with the Clippers. The Philadelphia 76ers actually have all the pieces, including their MVP candidate, Joel Embiid, to make it to the finals.
Understanding that they have that front line strength, they may not necessarily have the depth that the Celtics have. So with those two dynamics opposing each other, which of these two rosters poses the biggest threat to the Brooklyn Nets, who we all perceive to be the favorite out of the East?
Well, I would have to go with the Boston Celtics on this one just because of the dynamic duo of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And then you have a third option guy who was an all-star starter last year in Kemba Walker. The Celtics have enough firepower to actually, offensive firepower to actually compete with the Brooklyn Nets. And they have these wing guys in Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown who probably won't stop Kevin Durant because no one could stop him, but they could definitely slow them down. And then you could throw Marcus Smart on James Harden. So the Celtics along with their tenacity, their athleticism, along with their talent and skill set, they pose the biggest threat, in my opinion, to the Brooklyn Nets.
All right, Perk, who do you have winning this matchup tonight, 76ers or Celtics?
Without Jason Tatum, I got to go with the 76ers. To me, this game means more to the 76ers. After what the Celtics did to them last year in the bubble, Doc Rivers is going to have this team fired up, or they should be fired up. This should be a revenge game. Tobias Harris was horrible last year. They was without Ben Simmons. I think Ben Simmons is going to neutralize Jaylen Brown. He's playing excellent on the defensive end. And although I love Tristan Thompson, I call him Double T, I just think right now there's no answer for Joel Embiid. You just got to hope that he's having an off night.
All right, Perk, thanks so much for joining us. We'll see what happens tonight. See you later.
I appreciate y'all, my people. Hey, look,
thank your wife for letting you sit in that
don't keep me away so long, all right?
Next time you'll be at the top. All right, guys, we got Celtics versus 76ers right now on ESPN. If you're watching on the app, go on and authenticate in the app right here. You can watch the game right here. For Gary Stridsky, Trevor Scales, I'm Christine Williamson. We'll see you on Hoop Streams next time.
The bad dressed ones.